Martin Guespereau, Director General of the Water Basin Agency of Rhône Méditerranée and Corsica. So, World Water Council has put high on the agenda water security, and I think it's definitely a good question. Today we are facing so many global challenges and global changes that we have to figure out new solutions for that. As a Director General of a Water Basin Agency, I put the emphasis on climate change today, because whenever you are all over the world, you will have to challenge this issue. And I think that we have to act global and local. Think global, but act global and local. And World Water Council has managed to get this public and official recognition of water security as a human right. And we have now to put that, to implement that in our territories. I'm thinking of two things actually in this field. I think of first thing is, I guess in water you don't have to figure out really new innovations, but more you have to implement all the solutions that are ready on the shelf. That means that you have to, the first thing is to have an efficient financing system. And I guess that World Water Council has put this on the agenda, and that was a good thing, I guess. There is money on water, but you have to put this money on the real needs. The demand for water is really, really high, and there's so many countries who have difficulties to satisfy the demand. Even in France, we sometimes have difficulties to make water to be recognized as a huge priority for financing, because water is expensive. All the networks we have to build, all the plants we have to build are really expensive. And politics sometimes have the impression that, okay, water is flowing on the tap, so everything is all right, we don't have anything to do more. It's really easy to build some new things, a new plant, a new network, and to bring fresh water for the first time. But it's really difficult to maintain it, to retrofit the system. And that's a big issue for all countries, whenever rich or poor. And that's what we're facing here as many countries all over the world. So the first thing is the financing system. The second thing for me is climate change, because it starts changing everything. And it's so difficult for us to think with a changing climate. We are used to think with a normal and stable climate. So it's very difficult to when you don't have seen something, you think it's only for the others. And when you have a difficult event, draft, everything, then you start thinking, oh, it could happen to me. So I have to change my policy. And that's what we've decided to do here, because, we have this year and next year at the top of the agenda climate change, because we have the 21st Conference of Parties in Paris at the end of 2015. And we have, at the beginning of the year, the World Water Forum, which would be a good start for the year on this issue. And we've decided here in France, in Marseille, and in this basin, to build a plan on climate change, but on adaptation, because that's maybe the new issue on climate change is adaptation, because we have focused so much on lowering the CO2 emissions that we forgot that the first thing we have to live is facing the consequences of climate change and adapt. And what we are trying to say is that adaptation is now, is concrete, is here, and we don't have to wait for another 40 years before seeing the new, the implications of climate change. This means first that we have to I mean, water efficiency. We have so many networks that are just losing so much water. I mean, often we lose 1 out of 2 liters of water that doesn't come to the tap. So it's a big issue. It's an expensive issue, actually, to retrofit all the networks of waters, to fix it, and to have it working properly. So first, that's it. Second, and we often don't see that, is that we have to retain water in our territories. We have built so many things to drain water, to get water out of the land, up to the sea, down to the sea. So that we have now to do the opposite exactly. We have to retain it. We have to put all the drains out, sometimes, that's it. We have to all these low areas with much water on the soil. We have to get some fresh water from rivers and from the rain, and to get down very slowly. And that's the best reserve of water we can have for the future. I mean, I see 2 things related to World Water Council. First, is a political thing. That's the most important thing, but it's a unique thing of the Council. It is to put high on the world agenda water security, water demand, climate change. I mean, all things related to water. Because we see all politicians all over the world at the top level always saying water is important, but behind they don't have an agenda, an idea of what they can do. And I guess the most interesting thing of the Council is to explain what could be done behind. The second thing is the World Water Forum, because everybody sees it, and that's the most apparent policy of the Council, and that gives that makes the community, the water community, visible, and it's very important for the community itself. Because water is all over the place, so it's really, it's not concentrated. So it's important to have, once in a while, this forum to get everybody together. Actually, I think that the Council, it's an advantage of the work. Everybody could have done that, but it's the Council who has done that. Was done to put the water policy so high on the public agenda, starting with United Nations up to local villages. And that's a big success. I mean, I should say that primarily we are the water basin agency of Marseille, where the council is located. So that's the first reason. So we have natural links with the council. That's a good reason for us. But more, I would say that it has been a national choice for France to work with the council and to get a council very useful for the world. Actually, I was working on different field for the environment, and water is something more. I don't know why, but when you start talking of water, everybody is interested. Everybody has an experience with water. Everybody has a river in his back of his mind that makes him interested in water. And that's true that, as a Director General, I know that the first motivation of everybody to come in the morning and work for us is because they are working for a common purpose, which is unbelievably useful. And everybody has the impression of building a tiny part of the world, which is a big issue. Yes, World Water Forum for me is first the opportunity to get everybody together and to have a chance for everybody who's working in his local place to have the impression that he's participating in something really visible and useful for the world. Council is definitely working, I guess, Council is really clear on his objective. And the goal is to make water as a world issue and water a priority for politicians and every policy all over the world. And that's so important because we see so many countries facing very difficulties with water, scarcity, efficiency, etc. I explained to my friends that the Council is the small United Nations organization for water. Usually I say that.